Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So, what emotion are we struggling with? Or should we say that is a less than emotion that we really don't want in our experience anymore? Maybe it's something we've been dealing with all throughout our life. Got two. So we're going to look at these are negative emotions, and we'll figure out how to lead to leaving them. Isolated and useless. So when I made these, I went into every emotion. Like I had to feel it because I had to feel how to get out of it. Immediately when I saw isolated, I started to feel that way, and then when I got to this one, I wanted to cry. So is the isolation by design? Is it is it something that we wanted and now maybe we it it spiraled into a place that we don't want to be at anymore? And uh, was it because we felt useless? Naturally, the external could have created this feeling that I am useless just because of, relationships or interactions in general, whether platonic or romantic, family wise. And we felt rejected. We pulled back. Maybe we got upset about something, or we didn't like the way people were treating us or society in general. And we pulled back, and it was great in the beginning, and then it started to eat at us. you know where are we feeling it granted, I don't know everyone's story, so I don't know if we started this and it turned into something, or if it just happened naturally and we're really in this place. uh this could be useless to the world, to society, or just inside. And when it's inside, it feels pretty fucking rotten, I'm not gonna lie. And not in a way of uh like anger. It is just, it's a really low place. And when we get that low, we may not want to be very active. We may not want to do much because we're down there. I'm gonna ring some bells and connect, see what comes through here. Maybe a little loud, so if you're sensitive, you may want to turn that down. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. I heard wake up call when the first ring. The third one, I really wanted to cry. I'm gonna try not to cry. Uh, this sucks. This is a sad place to be. It's very contemplating of whether to stay. Uh, I don't think we can process. Like we don't know what to do. The direction wise, a lot of things are just failing. Like even like small attempts, which is probably where we're at to get through, to try to get moving forward. Uh, they really need to get back to a place, which I'm sure you've been making efforts to falling in love with life again. And when we get into these places, it's extremely hard to get out of. It is everything and anything around us is just going to validate how we feel, which is going to give us more reasoning to continue feeling this way. There's a time during this process where there is a lot of healing taking place. We may not see it, we may not understand why, but there's this time that comes when we kind of get fed up or say, okay, enough is enough. I don't want to. I'm ready to do something, but I don't know what. I don't know what. I need to make a decision, and I need to do this for me because no one fucking else is. And I don't mean that no one's going to come save us. It's because sadly, no one cares, and that's a horrible thing to say. And I'm saying that from a space of what we're used to experiencing. Uh, a lot of people keep good people in this place. They want you in that place because you're a threat to them somehow. And it's a real crying shame that this takes place. It's it's their own inner dialogue of wounds. And I'm not saying that the behavior is okay, but uh, I'm trying to get to a place to say that no one's going to help us out of here because uh, they don't want you out of there, which takes that power or that hope and puts it onto you and says, okay, this is my cup of tea. I get to this. I don't know why that's there, but this is what I'm going to do with it. I can dump it on the ground and then I have to clean it up. Or I can drink it. I can nurture myself. I can refuel myself and I'm going to do something. I don't know what this is. Uh, we'll look at the opposites. Useless is purpose, and that I just want to cry again because we don't know what to do. And it's so hard to get out of this place. I've been there. It's uh I'm not there anymore, but it's it's not a great place to be. You go in circles, isolated, engaging, or engaged. And that doesn't mean with people. It can if that's what we want. It is engaging in ourselves, in our life, in our experience. We're going to do something now, and we may not know what that is. We may not know what that is yet, but it's a reason to be here. And maybe we don't want one if we got to a place that uh, directed us down so far. But we need to take a step, and that step may not be the end all be all, and that's okay. But it's movement and it's a direction. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your desires? We may not know anymore, but we need to take a time to just think what excites us. Obviously, you're on YouTube and there's other people doing crazy things on there. Some of it's look at me, look at me. Other stuff is uh, adventurous things or crafts or experience or something artistic or going out into the woods or nature in general, camping, uh, backpacking. Who knows what it is? What area in the world excites you or pulls you to? What looks pretty to you? Maybe we say, okay, well, I like the woods. We'll use as an example. And maybe we don't live near woods. Or maybe we do and we don't have the guts or the effort or the energy to get out there. Maybe that's the first step. Making an effort to go towards something that we're interested in. If we're interested in crafting or hobbies or something artistic, music, whatever it may be, start bringing things into our life to be able to create that, to go in this direction of something that we might like. Like I said, it may not be the end all be all, but it's going to be some way to bring in something that is going to pour back into us that cup of tea. I can just dump it on the ground and then I created more problems and I have to clean it up. Or I can start to go in this direction. Like I said, it doesn't have to stick, but it's a stepping stone, and that stepping stone may turn into something uh, that leads you to what you is going to truly fulfill you. But we have to take a step somewhere. And like I said, we can buy all the materials to do these crafts. We don't have to do them, but we can start acquiring these things, bringing these things into our life, making changes in our life that are going to lead to this goal or this passionate desire that we may have that seems unattainable, and that's okay. It can stay in our mind as unattainable for now, but we start to make changes in our life to get there. And by doing so, things start to unfold naturally. And sure, we might be going down this way, but we might rear off this way. But guess what? Halfway, we started that trip. And we thought we were going here, and we might go this way. But halfway, we already started. So that's why, we're still open to changes and directional changes and whatnot, but we're still starting. We're still starting down that road. And like I said, we made it halfway, and here's the fork. So we're still going towards it. We may not know what it is, and that's okay, but we're taking a step. Got two. We'll just, yeah. So we have the Emperor reversed, chaos. Looking at the Emperor in general, I just did a message on like executive, and uh, when someone's in that space, obviously, excuse me, an executive has power over people, and so would an emperor. But I turned it into power over self, ourself, being in charge of ourself. We can be very self-destructive. We can pour that cup of tea on the ground and then bitch about it that I have to clean it up. This is coming to a place of taking responsibility for our actions. And I understand we have done things in situations, and sometimes we only did what we knew best at the time. And that's okay. It's over. It's the past. Now it is moving forward, taking responsibility for our decisions, knowing that, hey, if I do this, it's going to make a mess. I get angry and I punch a hole in the wall. I got to fucking fix it. You know, what do I want? What am I going to do? Is it going to create more trouble for me, or is it going to propel me forward? That is taking this step, trying to bring things into our experience that are towards our goal. We don't have to act on them, but we're taking an action. Because I know in this place we're dwindling on motivation. But the simplest way to explain it, if we want to get into crafts or something, start acquiring these items into our experience. It doesn't have to be, it could be a box of crayons and a blank piece of paper. You know, this isn't, we have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on something to right away make this. You know, when I was much younger, I started a business in the trades, and I started acquiring tools, larger expensive items slowly, and stocking up on inventory very slowly while I had a job, because obviously just starting it out of the blue would have taken up front, money that I wouldn't have had. So that was the direction I was going, and I slowly did this over time. Eventually, I got frustrated enough with my employer and left, and then went to it full time. It was a very scary situation, and uh, finances were not comfortable one bit. But at least I did what I could to prepare myself as best as I could, and then I had to deal with it. I had to make it work. Uh, when we get into these self-destructive patterns, uh, like the T and the hole in the wall, we have an emotion, and I get that where we're at, but it's our choice to look at the future, the bigger picture, the cause and effect of things. So those are negative aspects. Let's look at the positive aspects, like starting to acquire these material or changing our lifestyle to go in the direction that we may have a dream. It's if we don't know what to do and how to make it happen, look at the dream and figure, I want to live at the beach. Okay, start to figure out how to get there or how to make this work. Or we want to live in the mountains. Okay, how do I get that to that aspect? How do I start to change my life to do that? I don't know how, and I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to start taking steps or acquiring items. Like I want to start a business, I'm going to start acquiring items. I'm going to start doing research. I'm going to start changing my experience here to go in that direction. I may have gone halfway and it may change, and that's okay, but at least I started and I got half of the things or half of the knowledge to move forward. King of Pentacles reversed, irresponsibility. This kind of goes with the aspect of the Emperor reversed, chaos, and uh, I don't want to use the word constantly of self-destructive, but at times we do. Uh, and it's just going back to pretty much everything I already said of uh, planning ahead, making a step, big or small. Like I said, we can buy the material to do something. We don't have to right away. Eventually, we're going to get to that place inside that we feel like we're ready to start working on this craft or this project. And then everything's there. We don't have to wait for it to come into the mail, or we don't have to leave our house to go buy the items. It's here. And when I get that spark back, or that little notion or that little feeling, it's there, and I can start drawing, or I can start creating whatever it is. Same thing, like if we're in a financial place that we can just move and we want to move, but we don't think it's going to help us, but we can do it, then just do it already and allow the new place to help you heal or get out of wherever we're at. King of Wands reverse manipulation. Uh, our mind is going to control us with this continuously, that I am worthless, I am pathetic, I am nothing, I have no substance is coming through to me. There is nothing I can give that is valuable. That is continuously in our mind. It is probably been proven somehow from others, from their words, which very well could have been manipulative. When we started, I said a lot of people like to keep us in this place because we have something amazing to offer. And if you did come out of this place and offer it, it would make them look a certain way. And they wouldn't want that. This is a continuous experience that only you can get out of because everyone else is rooting against you. I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. I got out of it. You can get out of it. And like I said, we may not know the end of the road or what it looks like or how we're going to get there, but we start. This is who you got. So I call this my spirit card and self, which is all one anyway. But this is who you got to lean on. This is your new friend if you don't have it already. This is who's going to get you through. Having this trust and this faith in self, we need to generate that because it's not there right now. And maybe leaning on spirit more to remind you and get you back to that place. That is your only rooting force. That is who's going to be there. Someone to talk to. If you can talk to them. If you can't, start. Start to find out how. Ask for your signs. Ask for your reassurances. Ask for that helping hand. That's who's in your court. That's your new friend. Because everyone else is rooting against you more than likely. We may want to lean on someone, and it's probably from our past, and we probably already know how that goes. They're not there for you. They're not rooting for you. Sadly, they're rooting for your demise, your failure. When we look at it that way, it could make us angry and could make us want to place blame. But it really comes to that place that, okay, they don't support me. They don't believe in me. They don't believe in my dreams. They don't want me to succeed. Well, if they don't, it doesn't mean I do. That doesn't mean that I have to feel that way. Just because they do, wonder why. Why would they think that? Inner strength card. It's going to take an enormous amount of strength. You may have already been utilizing this or trying to get out of where we're at. And obviously, we may be able to start for a day and then it comes back and it sets in. It's this continuous push. I don't do them, but I think they're called vision boards. Maybe we can do that, something visual that every day I see that, or when I'm starting to feel this less than, I'm getting knocked down, I'm losing this motivation, look at it and say, you know what, I really want to be there. I want to do that. I want to be that person. And it's going to be a constant reminder to get up and push. The death card reversed, fear of change. Naturally, even though we may view our current experience as very negative or less than, self-destructive, self-sabotage, it's what we're used to. It's comfortable. It's all we ever known, maybe. And why would we want to leave that, even though it might be difficult and miserable or damaging to our body? It works. We've become comfortable in this shit, and we don't want to leave because this works. But you want to, deep down. I know you do. That's going to be a difficult aspect. Impatience. We want to be able to flick a switch naturally. We all do. But to have to go through this, uh, there's much more taking place. And it's not just our current situation. There's things we've been carrying for a long time, whether experiences that have really hit on insecurities, confidence, self esteem, that have uh, engulfed us and taken us to this place where we are. Uh, Maybe it's easier to view it as the external created this, naturally. They would have. If we didn't have the external, we'd be untouched. There wouldn't have been any experience to have created a feeling within us that would feel negative. The moon reversed, suppression. We're probably suppressing these experiences, uh, numbing them somehow, whether with a physical item or our own mind. Who wants to look at that? It was painful. But if we start to, we can unfold this flower petals, that has yet to bloom. And by unfolding these flower petals, a flower is usually very pretty. And we can look at this process as uh, dark and grim. It's our shadow. It's where we got hurt. How could that be beautiful? Well, because when we're done unfolding it, there's a beautiful thing there, and it's you. I want to cry. Uh, I'm going to leave it there. If this resonated, I wish you all the best, and we'll talk to you later.